Hi, welcome. Today I'm going to do something different to my usual reaction videos. I'm going to show you guys how I built this birdhouse and give you guys obviously the instructions, if that's what you want to call them, guidelines of how to do it. Now, I didn't plan to do this. I just did it because of three things. A, I had lots of wood lying around. B, I was bored. And C, it was a nice sunny day. Oh, and D, I had a bit of time as well spare, so I thought I'd get out and I thought I'd give this a go. So I'm just going to talk you through how I did it. There were no measurements, no rulers, nothing like that. It's just all improvised. So first thing I did is I got this piece of paneling. You can use any thin piece of wood, literally anything, any wood would do. As long as it's like a couple of millimeters thick. Once I got the wood down, I kind of like just in my head pictured what I wanted. So this is the plank I thought I'd use. It's a reasonable size. I don't know the exact measurements because I didn't actually measure it, but I'm guessing it's about 8 inches to a foot. Sorry, my measurements are way off. Decent size. I was thinking I might cut it a little bit because it was fairly big, so I decided to do that. So first thing I needed was a jigsaw. Oh, I will take you through the tools I used in this as well, and not many jigsaws, hammers, nails, screws, paint, a few of the bits and bobs. So as I say, it was a nice sunny day. I wanted to do this last year, but I never got around to it, so this year I thought I'd give it a go. Right, so just gonna plug this in. Really handy extension lead. It's got about 60 meters on it, and it can go right to areas of the garden wherever I need it, kind of thing. Right, okay, so now I get the piece of wood and just kind of figure out the size I want it to be. I don't even know what kind of bird I want to get in this. I don't know what size it needs to be, other than it needs to be between 1 inch and 4 inches. That's all I've been told. Anything bigger than that and it could entice squirrels, and I don't want squirrels to go in there. Nothing against squirrels, but it's just the way it is. This is what I mean. This was all totally improvised, totally, let's just see how it goes. You know, if I get distracted and something takes over, I'll just do that instead, but here we go. So I'm just kind of roughly mark the size I want against the wood panel, which would be the bottom or the foundation of the birdhouse. So do a little mark up here with the pen. I've not even checked if it's a correct right angle. I kind of wanted it to look a bit rough and ready, kind of thing. I don't need it to be perfect. You know, it's a birdhouse. It's going to probably last a year before it starts rotting. I don't know. I just see how it goes. So just cut that. Get a nice straightish line, straight as you can get it. There you go. I was going to come and show you this. I've got a splinter. There you go. It's a roughish, jagged cut, and I've decided that's going to be on my base. So I got some more panels. This is the bit I'm going to use from some wood that I had lying around. This is actually a panel I used in downstairs ensuite. And I decided this is thin enough, it's light enough to go on the sides. It won't make the bird cage too heavy, so I kind of mark it up where I think it needs to be, just going by the measurement of the base. So I'm just going to put a quick marker on that. There you go, easy as that. And apologies if I do get in the way, it's just that I'm right-handed and it's a little bit awkward where I put the camera. So, but all I'm going to do here is just cut it, just with the jigsaw, just cut that piece off and do the same again, just cut another piece off, and I will measure this afterwards. It's not all gun-ho. So I've got 2 pieces. That roughly will work around the sides like that and create the side of the birdhouse, sorry. I did kind of realise it was maybe too big, but I didn't really care. Here I got a drill bit. You don't need to use a drill, of course, you can just use elbow grease, but I've decided that this panel will be going on the side. I'll try and keep this kind of pattern as well on each one. It's roughly the same size, and they will be the sides or the walls of the actual birdhouse. So now what I'm going to do is roughly start to drill into the side and then just fill that with some wood screws. Again, you can of course just do this by hand, or you can even probably use glue and some clamps, whatever you want. Again, for me anyway, these things don't have to look perfect, they don't have to look amazing and all angles and measurements precise. The rougher the better, especially in my garden where nothing is straight. So once I've got the screws in, I decided to wander off somewhere, I think to get a screwdriver, which I didn't actually have. Again, totally unprepared. Right, I'm back with my very basic tool that I needed. I am listening to Pink Floyd, should you be interested. That's pretty much all I listen to. Anyway, so back with it, and now I am going to start screwing these sides in. That's probably too big. Anyway, that's how it looks so far. Yep, 16 minutes. I would say 5 minutes wasted just being incompetent and not having the tools. Right, sorry, I thought I'll try some natural sound, but obviously it's not great because I was so far away from the actual mic. So now I've done the sides, as you saw. I'm thinking about the back, and of course you don't want too much weight to go in this, so I don't want the support beams as you would normally get in like a shed or a house, or like that little shed next to me where the inside you got a frame. I didn't want a frame, but I do want it to be kind of strong enough to handle wind at the same time. So I got to a stage here where I'm now gluing the sides on. So I've just created the 2 walls and I'm creating the 3rd wall. This is going to be the back. I need to leave the front off, and the reason is I need to actually nail this into a post, and if it's shut I can't get into it. So what I'm using here is just wood glue and then screws on top of the wood glue, and it's pretty much as simple as that. The combination of the two works perfectly. This wood glue is also watertight as well, waterproof, so it should prove well. Once I got that down nice and tight, I'll show you where we are. 3 walls. I'm going to put a little bit of tape on that just to hold it. You don't really need it. Now I've got the sides and the back in place, I'm going to start thinking about the other parts that need to go in, and namely the roof. So I'm starting to give thought to the roof in the back of my head. Do I want it to be a slant or by slant I mean one piece of wood going in one direction to let the rainwater fall off, or something like this. This is what I decided. So I'm going to drill a hole in the middle, and I've thought I'm going to fix the door, make the door, I shouldn't really call it a door, hole in the wood. So I've put this hole in, and that will allow me to actually put my jigsaw in and cut the shape. There is a term for this hole and I can't remember what it is, but it's what everyone uses as a guide. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut like a cross in the middle going away from the hole. As you can see here, that's the first line. That's about 1 inch, and I'm going to do 1 inch in the other direction. Of course, wear gloves, wear a helmet, wear glasses, you know, wear all the safety precaution gear, not like I have done here. I've lost you for a bit, but what I've done is I've kind of created this like a doorway. So I created this hole, created a doorway, just created this, I don't know, I'm just messing about. I've got just leveled that up there with a little line. I've got a door.
I'm not bothered about this because I'm going to paint it. So once I've glued these sides on, they're just random bits of wood. I've created this centre. I might smooth that out a bit, I'm not sure, it's alright I think. And that's how it looks. This is going to go on the front. Once it's in the front, then I'll need to hammer it down. This might not work, but it's the roof. The roof. I've used their old canvas cutout, so I had this lying around. You know, I didn't plan this, it's just lying around because I just need a nice 90-degree angle. I'm just creating a roof, and the roof might seem a bit big, but I really just don't care. So I've created that, I've pinned that down to this. I've cut 2 boards that are roughly the right size for this. So it's going to look something like that, roughly. I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Right, so I fixed the back. That's all ready. It looks good. Now I've got to see how this measures up on the actual house. I'll try on the inside first, and I realise that it doesn't feel right and the front of it slants. So I'm going to put that panel on the back. Doesn't matter so much because the back of the birdhouse will be A, painted, and B, not seen very much, and that actually fits perfectly. So I'm just going to put a nail into the back, and the thing with putting a nail into the back is you got to make sure you cut the back of it off. What I mean by that is it's going to be protruding, and if any birds do go in there, you don't want these nails to be sticking out the other end and to injure the animals. Right, time to put the back on. So I'm going to nail this down now. Screw it down. Obviously screws are better than nails. As they hold it in more, the nails will come out in time. So just going to screw this in, and that's pretty much the back of it done. And I will just fast forward to the point as when this is done. Right, now the back's done and looks pretty secure. I'm going to cut this piece of wood out. I'm going to cut it to shapes just with that nice 90-degree right angle. So just basically draw a line over the bit where the roof starts and the first floor, if you like, stops. So again, it doesn't have to be accurate, but it will be because I'm kind of using all the other measurements and I am using something that's straight. So I just get a pen and just draw across there, and that's where I'm going to cut. Right, so I'm just cutting this down. Excuse the shaking, just using the normal jigsaw. I've drawn 2 lines there. The second line I felt was a bit more accurate. So this now should hopefully fit in nicely, and there you go, it does. Next job is to nail that in. Again, I'm just using picture nails here. Just gonna bang these in. Sorry about the shaking camera, I will know for next time. And once these are nailed in, that should be pretty secure. Right, so at this stage I realise I do need a little bit of reinforcement for the front, so I'm just going to put 2 very simple blocks of wood on either side. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm going to put the door in front of that. Well, I say the door, the entrance, I should say. So this just goes on very easily. Camera's a bit shit, but it's kind of the best I could do. So just draw a little line under that and just get that hammered in. I'm just going to cut it to shape and then put that on.